Hello and welcome to Health Matters. My name is Sherri Gallant. I'm with Alberta Health Services. And on this show, we have a wonderful assortment of guests who are going to talk to us about all sorts of wonderful things in the world of nutrition and health. And we're going to start off our show today with Jennifer Cochran. Jennifer is here with Heather Mather. Jennifer is the U7 Lethbridge Dragons hockey team coach. And Heather is a registered dietitian with Alberta Health Services. And we're going to talk about the Healthy Super-Snackable Challenge. Welcome, Jen.
Hello, Sherri.
Hi, let's just jump right in. Why did your hockey team decide to take part in this Healthy Lethbridge Super-Snackable Challenge?
Well, first of all, we feel that it's important to encourage our young athletes to fuel their sports with healthy foods and beverages. So we notice a huge benefit in their performance on the ice when they're properly fueled. Healthy food and beverages have a major impact on young athletes' health and fueling sport performance. So eating well can also help our young athletes feel more energetic, maintain a healthy body weight, and of course, reduce their risk of chronic disease such as cancers, heart diseases, diabetes, and osteoporosis.
Makes a lot of sense. How do you promote good food and beverage choices with this group, young athletes in the challenge?
Yeah, so our hockey team this year, we signed the Healthy Lethbridge Pledge and committed to bring veggies, fruit, water, and to our sporting events instead of course, those sugary snacks and drinks. We also committed to share the Alberta Health Services nutrition resources with our team members and their families. And so some of those resources included healthy snacking, fueling for sport, nutrition, and healthy drinks and healthy for healthy kids. So we put together individual bags, of course, being mindful of COVID guidelines and our restrictions for not sharing food items. We bagged the apples and bananas and granola bars, baby cucumbers and carrot sticks, all the things we thought the kids would like. We also included the reusable water bottle provided from Heather Mather's team, and we provided the additional messaging from Heather in each of the bags. So equally, because of handing these out, we see the parents packing their healthier options post game for their kids now. So I just feel like it's really made a difference and an impact for our team specifically.
Okay, well, as a coach and someone who's involved in sports, are there ways that you can see that facilities might be able to do more than what they might be currently doing to support young athletes, like help make it easier for them to make healthy choices with the items they stock?
Absolutely. Publicly funded facilities and community spaces like the recreation centers are an important community gathering place, and that can have positive impact on the health and behavior to support healthy eating and physical activity for children and young athletes. However, we often see the majority of foods and beverages served in many of these recreation settings are not the greatest choices, like the deep fried foods and hot dogs and the sugary snacks and drinks. These types of foods and beverages don't provide the proper fuel that the athletes require. And we know that research has shown that the food environment has a significant influence on dietary choices. This includes what foods are available, how they're promoted, and the ability to store food, and what our peers think and say about those food choices.
Okay, um, I'd like to turn to you, Heather. Welcome.
Thanks, Sherri.
Thanks for being with us. I'm wondering, as a dietitian, if you could talk about some ways that the community can support healthy eating environments for young athletes.
Yeah, thanks, Sherri. Yeah, everyone can play a role. And I think it's important that we have that collective role and not the individual role, because the more voices that we hear from, I think the more likely that we'll see this change to support healthier eating, not just for children and sports teams, but for everyone in the community using those recreation facilities. So as a community member, you can ask for healthy foods to be sold or served at community events or in those spaces that you're utilizing, like your local recreation centers or community fairs. And we see this, right now we have a lot of hockey tournaments. So even if they're having a tournament, what they're putting in the bags, if they're winning the tournament, like we see quite a few unhealthy choices, and we really want to support especially our children. They develop those lifelong habits, supporting them for healthy growth and development with healthier choices, food choices. And, those prizes too don't have to be food choices. It can be non-food choices. So thinking of those things, but as, parents or community members asking for those healthier choices at those events. Find out about an organization or associations you can join that runs events or programs, and they oversee where the food is sold, or if you're a part of organizing those events too, to really encourage the healthier food and beverages to be served at those events. Talk with other members about opportunities to offer healthier foods and drink options, like share your ideas on how to include healthy choices. Sometimes I think we get used to the same old, same old. So changing norms can be difficult, but it starts with bringing up those conversations. And then if you're responsible for food at a community event or space, make sure that water is easily available and free of charge. Make sure healthy foods are available and widely promoted. Consider reducing the number of highly processed foods or sugary drinks offered, like your potato chips, are often common, or candy bars would be another example, or the candy bags. We often see those at these events too. Consider reducing the be aware of the signage that promotes food and drinks, and it works both ways. Having signage that promotes healthier food and drinks really is one of the best strategies. Think about the images or drink machines too. Do they have a bottle of water as opposed to a sugary drink, or billboards in the community center? So just being a part of the community planning discussions are really important too. Well-planned communities make it easier and more convenient for people to make the healthy food choices.
That's really wonderful, because I think maybe a lot of people don't feel empowered to speak up. They might be wondering about it or unhappy about it, but it's really good to know that they can ask for those changes.
Well, the more people who are doing it, the more the message is going to get through. If it's only just one or two people doing it, and myself as a dietitian, I'm going to do it, so they just expect that from me. But I think the more community members that say something, the more they'll listen.
Thank you so much. What can people, just general community members, if they're listening to this and they want to make change, where can they go and maybe find some more ideas?
Well, we have a lot of resources on the Alberta Health Services website, of course, and Jennifer mentioned some of those resources that she handed out for her team for our Super-Snackable challenge. But you can look at our website, Healthy Eating Starts Here is our website, and there you'll find the Sports Nutrition for Youth, a handbook for coaches, and it does make a huge difference in performance. And you can notice that in sports teams, what they get fed before a sports event and then after a sports event. You'll find information for pre and post fuel foods and beverages on that resource. So that's useful. And as a coach, to reinforce that with your team and send those messages out to your parents makes a huge impact. You can also find a lot of recipes too. The Inspiring Healthy Eating website will have those recipes. We have other resources too, like Jennifer mentioned, the Healthy Drinks, Healthy Kids, and Energy Drink Buzz too is there too. And of course, there's lots on the Health Canada website too, and lots of ideas for families and individuals. There's recipes there as well. And then, of course, if you want to see a dietitian or talk to a dietitian, get nutrition advice, you can go to www.ahs.ca/nutrition. And we have all of our classes there. They're free. That's one benefit of COVID. We have a lot of virtual Zoom classes across the province. You can register for any of the classes across the province. So check that out. And a lot of resources that people don't realize, and they don't realize too, they can see a dietitian for free too. So we have that in the South Zone. So that information will be on the website too.
That's awesome. I know that the website is it is a wealth of information, and the last point you make too is one that I know people don't realize, that they can access those services for free. So we hope that this encourages people to reach out and learn some great things. Thank you so much to both you, Heather, and to Jen, for being with us today.
Thank
Sherri.
you so much, Sherri. Thanks, Heather.
Well, thank you, Jennifer, for doing this. That was awesome.
It's been super fun.
Thanks.
And we will be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. We're going to talk now with Ashley Bray. Ashley is a public health dietitian from Lethbridge Community Health, and we're going to be talking about Nutrition Month, which is the whole month of March. Welcome, Ashley.
Hi, Sherri.
Thank you for taking the time to be with us. So let's just start with the basics. What is Nutrition Month? What is this year's theme? I guess every year we have a theme. So what is it this year?
So Nutrition Month is an annual public health awareness campaign that's celebrated each March. The main purpose of this campaign is to bring awareness to the importance of healthy eating, while also honoring the work of dietitians as a credible source of food and nutrition information. This year's theme is Ingredients for a Healthier Tomorrow. The theme focuses on the key ingredients needed to make positive changes to our food systems. And this includes both individual and systemic changes that we can make to ensure our food systems are sustainable.
Okay, great. Well, if people want to actually be part of Nutrition Month, how can they do that? What can they do to be part of it?
Yeah, there's lots of ways that people can get involved with this year's Nutrition Month. There's some easy ways like trying a new recipe. Each year, Dietitians of Canada actually releases a free e-cookbook that has lots of great recipes. If you want to check out the cookbook, you can find it at www.nutritionmonth2022.ca. You can also get your friends or family involved in the kitchen so everyone can learn a new recipe together, or share your photos on social media with the hashtag Nutrition Month. Another way that you can participate is by trying to reduce your food waste. We know food is wasted at all levels of our food system. However, nearly half of all food waste actually happens in our own homes. So there's some easy ways to reduce food waste, including using leftovers and food scraps in creative ways. So you can use leftover pasta sauce. You can add that to a bean chili the next day. Or one of my favorites is storing all your vegetable peels in a container in the freezer. And when the container is full, you simply put it into a pot of water to make vegetable or chicken stock. And we all know that we should try to use our perishable foods such as veggies and fruits first to avoid them going bad quickly. But sometimes even with our best intentions, there is food that we do have to throw away. So something you could try is starting a compost bin. Another way you can get involved is exploring plant-based cooking. There's so many benefits to eating plant-based. I mean, first of all, plant-based diets tend to be higher in fiber and lower in saturated fat, which can lower our risk of chronic disease. But they're also a lot more affordable. Things like beans and lentils can help save money on your grocery bills each month. And finally, plant-based foods can help lower your carbon footprint. It actually takes less energy to grow plant-based foods compared to animal products. And then the last idea of something you could do to celebrate Nutrition Month is to learn about where your food comes from and how food is grown. So some easy ideas on how to do this could be something as simple as watching a food documentary like Food Inc. or The Future of Food. And there's lots more available through a variety of different streaming services. You could even visit a local farm or bakery and ask where they source their food or how items are made. or just supporting your community by buying local foods as much as you can. Those are all ideas of how you might want to get involved in Nutrition Month.
You're right. There's a lot of stuff there that people can draw from. And the other thing I'm thinking as you're talking too is that plant-based foods, plant-based eating, and other things, sort of alternative ways of eating or recipes are so much more widely available now. The ingredients are in most of our grocery stores, whereas before we used to have to hunt for them or pay exorbitant prices. But now it's much more easy. And I'm wondering, what would you say to people who are like sort of blasé about it? Why should people care about Nutrition Month and nutrition in general?
Well, this year has a great theme, and there's a reason for everyone to be involved. Our food systems affect all of us in multiple different ways in our lives. But the good news is that through our actions, both individually and collectively, we can all work together to create a more sustainable food system for today and for tomorrow.
I know you mentioned quite a few things before and how people can get involved, but any more ideas on where people can go if they're specifically looking for more ideas?
Absolutely. The first place to check if you're looking for more ideas is the Dietitians of Canada Nutrition Month webpage, which is nutritionmonth2022.ca. Or you can also find Dietitians of Canada on Instagram as well. Another great source, if you're just looking for general nutrition information, is our AHS Nutrition Services webpage, which is www.healthyeatingstartshere.ca. And finally, everyone in South Zone can see a dietitian for free. So if you are looking to speak to a dietitian, you can visit www.ahs.ca/nutrition to find an AHS dietitian near you.
That's awesome. Once again, it's a service that I think not enough people know about, so I'm glad we can promote that. Thank you so much for being with us. Food is everything. It's our fuel. It's so important. And thanks for bringing all that great information to our viewers.
Thank you so much for having me, Sherri.
And we'll be right back. Nice to have you back with us. And in this segment coming up, we're going to tell you about an exciting challenge for childcare operators called the Nutrition for Littles Childcare Challenge. In this segment, we're going to be joined by Melanie Daniels, who is from Hemel House Day Home Agency. We also have Grace Vandendoel. Grace is with Agape Daycare, and we have our own Ashley Bray, who is a population and public health dietitian with Alberta Health Services. And we're going to jump right in, I think, with you, Ashley, and ask you, we'll talk about the challenge in a second, but first of all, let's start off with, why is healthy eating important for small children?
Great question, Sherri. Eating a variety of healthy foods is important for people of all ages in order to feel good and reduce your risk of chronic disease. But healthy eating is especially important for young children because they're in a period of intense growth and development, and they need nutrients to fuel this growth. In addition, children are developing habits and preferences that are going to last a lifetime. That's why it's so important to role model healthy eating and to offer children a variety of healthy foods from Canada's Food Guide. We know that about half of preschool age children in Alberta participate in some type of childcare arrangement. And for those that do attend childcare, they consume a significant amount of their daily food requirements while in care. This means that childcare educators have a significant influence on a child's nutritional health. So that's why AHS Nutrition Services has partnered with childcare educators to support daycares and day homes to create healthy eating environments.
Okay, well, this would be a great time for us then to jump in and talk about the challenge. Melanie, I will come to you. Tell me more about the challenge and what it entails for you.
Yeah, so we have designed a challenge to be simple and flexible so that every childhood educator can participate and get involved with this challenge. It's a 4-week challenge, and it starts on March 7th, which is also during Nutrition Month. Getting started is really easy. So there's 4 steps. The first step is signing up and taking the pledge before March 7th. Step 2 is sharing your commitment to healthy eating. So this involves posting the pledge in a prominent location or on your website. You can share it on social media, and you can ask parents to sign the parent pledge. And there's tasks involved that will gain you an extra entry into the prize at the end. Step 3 is completing the 4-week challenge during Nutrition Month. So again, we're going to start on March 7th. Week 1 involves offering foods from Canada's Food Guide. Week 2 is all about serving healthy drinks. Week 3 is nutrition education activities. Week 4 is market healthy eating. And then the last step, of course, is entering to win. So in order to do that, you need to complete the final evaluation. We have blender, hot plate, storybooks for children, play toy food, and a cookbook. Those are all options for the prizes. And then all participants will receive a pledge poster and a certificate of completion that day homes and daycares can post in their facility or their home. They can post it on their website, on social media, just to show parents their commitment to healthy eating. So a really fun and simple challenge for everyone to get involved.
Sounds great. Grace, let's go to you. Why did you decide to offer a challenge for daycares and day homes?
Yeah, so the idea to offer a childcare healthy eating challenge came from the Lethbridge mini nutrition report card that was completed in 2021. And the purpose of the mini nutrition report card was to assess our current food environments, to identify things that were going well and things that may need some improvement. So for childcares, we looked at the types of food that were offered and if there was any promotion of healthy or unhealthy foods, and examined healthy eating policies. So we found that the daycares and day homes that participated in the mini nutrition report card were doing really well. And when looking at what foods were served, Lethbridge received a B for childcare settings compared to the provincial grade of a D. And because not all daycares and day homes participated in the mini nutrition report card, we want to encourage all daycares and day homes in the Southwest to get involved and make nutrition a priority.
That's awesome. Grace, again, how can daycares and day homes get involved if they aren't already? How can they get involved?
Yeah, so it's super easy to register. They can visit the link that's at the bottom of the screen there to register and to learn more. If they have any questions, they can email nutritionforlittles@gmail.com. And then the challenge is open to all daycares and all day homes in Southwest Alberta. Yeah, so it's super simple.
It is. That's awesome. Ashley, back to you. Where can childcare educators go for more information on healthy eating?
Yeah, so childcare educators can find additional information about healthy eating at our AHS Nutrition Services website, which is www.healthyeatingstartshere.ca, and just click on the Early Learning and Childcare section. There you can find recipes, information on menu planning, supporting positive meal times, staff training, and a lot more. If you can also get in touch with your local population and public health dietitian by emailing publichealthnutrition.southzone@ahs.ca.
That's just wonderful. My thanks to all of you for taking the time to be with us. It's so important to provide this information as people, set up those little building blocks for those little people to get good starts. So thank you very much again. Thanks to all our guests today for a great show, and we'll look forward to being with you next time on Health Matters.